Welcome everyone to another RGL cast. My name is Jarrett. I'm here with Space Ghost to bring you guys Froyotech versus Witness Gaming. This is RGL Invite 6's Season 7, Week 5B, and we got a pretty important and very highly anticipated match along the way. Froyo versus Witness, you've seen it time and time again so far. They're out the entire year, had a spicy grand finals, and rematches abound us as we are arriving on Snakewater. Not only is this hype because last time these two teams played each other was a 4-3 golden cap on process. The last time these two teams played Snake was also in a grand finals of Season 5. That was very, very close as well, 3-2. So it's really anyone's game, and I'm curious what you think is going to be, coming up for this match, Space Coast.
Yeah, I mean, I think the map pick's definitely interesting because, those of you who watched yesterday might feel a bit of deja vu when you arrived because Witness Gaming just played this map yesterday in a match that we casted. So Witness Gaming definitely feeling fresh coming into this map and into this match. And Froyo, no slouches on Snakewater themselves. And I think Froyo, I think the case. What I want to see here is whether Witness Gaming can get back on the board and tie Froyo 1-1 in the regular season matches, or if Froyo's going to sweep regular season.
Could give you a little bit of a seeding advantage if you manage to take that first seed, and I think it's going to be interesting. Both these teams, besides that grand final left back in Season 5, they've been undefeated when it comes to Snakewater. Any of straight upsets that might have happened were not on this map at all. They didn't even have anything that was extremely close. Spare maybe one or two things that I can't quite put my finger on, but even then, it's I feel like I remember it if it was that big of a deal. It was probably just a couple rounds lost, but interesting from Witness. I mean, it's a little bit of a give and take when you go ahead and pick Snakewater twice. They did have the pick for their previous match that was casted yesterday and this one. So they have the luxury of, playing two maps back to back. It's really nice for scrimming to make sure that you don't have to split your focus in any way. It's just sharing the map with whoever your scrim partner is, and you can really just dead set focus on the one map and all the intricacies of it to make sure you have everything on lockdown. But you also kind of just put your playbook on display in the last match. So, a little bit of give and take, like I said. They got the practice in, but they also just gave Froyotech a display, if Froyo saw at all how that match went on what their game plan might be coming into this match.
That's true. I mean, it is you can't counter strat on any map, but I think Snakewater is definitely it's definitely one of those maps where it's everyone's played it for so long too. I feel like I said the same thing yesterday, but I don't think there's any real new technology that's coming in Snakewater. It's kind of all just applying existing things in different ways. So I definitely think that I don't think anyone's going to come out of the game be super surprised here by what the other team's doing. It's kind of just the execution and maybe just the correct calls at the correct time.
I agree. I think we talked a little bit about yesterday, like we said before, that it's going to be less about seeing something new, and it's more about, all right, out of all the things in the Snakewater playbook, which one are they actually going to choose? And both teams are going to have to, do their best to make sure they adapt as much as they possibly can, because if history has shown us anything, is that rounds can be traded back and forth, and if you're unable to adjust at all throughout this, whether it's mid-game or halftime, you could fall flat in this match that you hopefully want to win to set yourself in a good spot for the playoffs race. I think it's time to go over the Ross a little bit. We've talked about the teams. We've talked about the map they're going to be playing on. But for everyone's predictions to go in, what if you're a little bit late? What if you only watched previous seasons? You're not really sure what the rosters are, but we will go ahead and lay them out for you right now. I'll go over to the server is having some issues, but we can still go over the rosters. Yeah. I'll go over the Froyotech roster. It is Banny and Slemnish on Scout, Mirman and Jay on Soldier, Habib on Demo, and May on Medic.
And for Witness Gaming, we have Yite and Brandslam on Scout, Laz and Ash on Soldier, Artist on Demo, and Wolguy on Medic. And yeah, right now the server it's giving us the good old connection thing, but it looks like they're just restarting the server, so it's we'll be back in shortly. They did have 12 in the server, so I assume they're probably gonna ready up relatively soon. And I guess while we're waiting, when you think of players who are really gonna stand out on Snakewater and maybe classes, who do you think on either team really is gonna stand out?
Well, I mean, going back to what we talked about yesterday, I think we came to the conclusion that although, you can point to different parts of the map and say that it's harder or easier for certain classes, I think Snakewater is one of the maps, in comparison to the rest of the pool, where I think it really matters on the players rather than the classes, because it can be really snowbally. You want your soldiers to do good, but they can't really do good if they are just getting super denied by scouts, but the scouts can't really do good if they're just getting spammed off of all the high ground from the Doman, but the Doman can't get forward if they're just getting spammed by the soldiers playing passively. It's kind of like this whole rock, paper, scissors deal. If someone shows up and does their job really, really well beyond, what you would think that would be a normal occurrence for the class, you can kind of just carry your team to victory just straight off of that. So I think we're going to be more looking at individual players when it comes to like MVPs and players to watch rather than just like classes in general. I think for the side of Witness, it's been pretty safe to say that Ash and Lazar are pretty much a staple when it comes to soldier coordination at this point. I think we gave you can give some tips to some other classes depending on the map and the match and stuff. We've seen plenty from Yite, Bransom, Artist, and Guy, but I think they're probably the go-to just because you can completely melt a singular player from full HP to 0 if your soldier coordination is on point.
Yeah, that's thinking back to grand finals and also just in general, the Ash last soldier combo is I think they have the best synergy of any two soldiers in the game playing together. Ash and Laz just they're almost always in sync. They're always just playing off each other perfectly, and it's really hard to deal with. Although Froyotech with their new revamped roster, Jay and Mirrorman are no slouches either. Especially, I think Jay stands out with just all the meme spoon highlights he comes out with. But again, I'm sure as the season's gone on, they already won the first match. Froyotech did, and I'm sure after more time, they just only have more synergy between Jay and Mirrorman.
It's true. Although I will say, I think for Snakewater, I think I'm probably looking at Habib. I feel like when I think about
Yeah, I was thinking
when I
that
think
too.
about like past Froyotech matches or matches where these players have played on before, they've joined Froyotech themselves just years prior. It feels like it's Habib is the one that lands and finds himself on this map and just pops off and carries his team. Like if you ever saw Habib do like a 450 MDPM match and it wasn't Koth, I would probably say there's a relatively decent chance that it was on Snakewater of all maps. So I think there's high potential, and what Witness Game might have to watch out because their plans might be spoiled a little bit if Habib gets a little bit of a playground to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, if you just let Habib walk around and shoot stickies at you, and nobody can really kill him or contest him, it's going to be a pretty hard match to win. And on top of that, Freyo, talent upon talent. They also, they have Banny, they have the new medic man, they have Slemdish and Flank Scout. So they have a lot of players to deal with. Although, Witness Gaming, I feel like both teams don't really have any weaknesses on the roster. It's really hard to kind of talk about. You could maybe make the argument that like May is the newest player out of all the players there, and even then, I'd say May is a very, very strong medic.
And the only thing you can really do is try to make predictions on what the other team is going to like try to accomplish because there's so few weaknesses. You just kind of have to guess. I mean, as casters, we kind of do that anyway to a certain degree, but I think even more so than normal. I think from the side of Witness, in some maps past, you've seen them be like, all right, we're a roamer killer team or like we're a demo killer team just to like melt them because roamers will sometimes play alone given the map or, demo man is very strong and especially in the hands of Habib. So just eliminating that as a factor right off the bat can lead you to victory. But that's very map specific when it comes to Witness gaming plans, and I'm not really sure what they're going to try to enact this time around. For the side of Froyo, I feel like their strategy is really all over the place in a good way. The unpredictability I feel like is what is part of the reason why they've been pretty dominant over the past couple years, just in general, leading to every single grand final. And I think it's going to be pretty difficult for the side of Witness to actually, unless they get like insider info or they kind of figure out just from playing similar maps in their own scrims or in the past what Froyotech might want to bring to the table as their plan A. They're gonna have to do some guessing games of themselves to if they if they want to find a way to do some like counter stratting early.
Yeah, when you mentioned chaos and especially I think flank players are going to come into play, and Jay's on pocket, right? But still, even if he's on pocket, Jay is still. I think he definitely adds an element of chaos to Froyo in a very good way. He's definitely just with the market gardener or with just whatever shenanigans he gets up to. I think that's another thing that Jay excels at. And on that, I also think that one important battle that we might neglect to talk about while we're getting it ready up here is definitely the battle of the flanks, and in terms of maybe going behind too. Getting those if you push by the enemy team, even on a map like Snakewater, it can be pretty tough to deal with. And we know some soldiers really like to do that, especially on mid too. We might see Laz or Ash go behind on mid or Jay. It's definitely something to look out for.
Yeah, and sometimes, especially for mids, going behind as your game plan can kind of set you up for failure sometimes. We've seen plenty of casted matches where your plan A is, all right, we're going to go behind, we're going to pinch them. They're not going to know who to look at. There's going to be a dude behind them, there's going to be a bunch of people in front of them, they're going to be kind of confused. But if a team's able to predict that and they're just able to just run forward and leave that one person kind of useless because no one's really near them, you take that 6v5 fight, the little small window very, very quickly, it can lead yourself to a lot of victories, and not just in mid fights, but across the entirety of the game. So you have to be kind of careful. I think past Froyotech, I don't think they've consistently had like staple go behind players. They've made plays of it, like on it, of course. But Witness Gaming, I think, had an era where they consistently tried to go behind non-stop. Like instead of not even in advantageous moments, they would just be like, "Oh, we have disadvantage with our Ubers. Okay, well let's just send 3 people behind on the flank." But we are going live, so we'll see what both teams are gonna bring to the table here. Any raw predictions while these teams are rolling out for score?
I'm gonna say, just for keeping it even, I'm gonna say Witness Gaming 5-3 or 5-4. Gonna be one of those score lines, but I also would not be surprised if Froyotech won. And onto the mids, and I think we didn't mention it, but the mids are very important on this map, so we'll have to see how these mids go for both teams.
Yeah, trying to fling out spam across both sides of the map. No one really jumping the gun really for bombs, just a little bit of spam, but Mirrorman is starting to initiation off strong. Solar Bomb coming from Froyo, they're both landing in the same spot. Lowguy kind of surfs away, but they're giving up Mayhem a beat for that. The counter initiation comes from Artist and Laz, make sure those kills are collected, and the rest of Froyotech trying to scrounge their way to get some kills, and they will find a whole lot of success here. Just Ash left alive, 2v1 scenario. Jay rejoining the fight to spam Ash backwards. He's so weak, 18 HP, but the red health soldiers, or red health Froyotech members, oh, he might be hard. Yeah, he's kind of in a rough place right now. One Froyotech member at either side, and that's going to be a Froyotech victory, although a little bit scrappy, but it'll net them the first cap.
Yeah, I think the worst case scenario is definitely if their med lives and your med dies, and having both meds die on mid is kind of, as long as you don't get rolled on second, it's pretty alright. I'd say, it's definitely not ideal, but it's much better than the alternative. So I think Witness Gaming will be relatively content with the fact that at least they got May, so Ubers are somewhat even. And actually, Froyotech does have a small Uber ad, but I don't know if they're this is going to be like, I don't think anyone pushes off this.
No, this is
They don't, if they even know.
I mean, the game just started. You probably don't have to play this risky. It's like 20 ad. You would have to. I mean, oh, never mind.
Wait.
That's exactly why you. That's exactly why it could be good, I suppose, because you think it's so risky that surely they wouldn't go for it. But they able to catch Artists. They are going to lose a Mirror Man though, but a soldier for a demo man is certainly something you'll be happy with. So they are getting some captain here, but the Uber is in the equation for the side of Witness. Soldier bombing in from behind, getting some damage on Habib. Could be a-okay, but the rest of Witness are moving in. But Banny behind through lower. They have to go back for him, fighting a 1v2. Able to take out one with spam from Habib, and Banny taking out the other. They force the Ubers roll on the side of Bats. Ash trying to jump forward to get any sort of constellation prize.
Just a demo versus 2 scouts.
It's a demo versus 2 scouts, and the risk pays off. They go in very surprisingly for the side of Witness, able to secure that demo frag, work their way, and net that behind play. We were talking about it was a Witness gaming stable, but Froyotech coming out strong and doing that right off the bat.
Yeah, Froyotech, they do kind of have all of the strategies in their playbook, so they can, pull that one out whenever they want to, and that's going to be a, I think Witness Gaming, Froyotech, that was a really aggressive, kind of ballsy play to go for that, and I'm very happy they did. It's definitely one way to start it, saying, we don't fear you, we're not going to turtle out this match, we're going to take every little advantage we can get, and that note, onto the second mid.
Yeah, trying to, highball immediately. No spam happening. Sterling trying to make, he Goomba stomps Meg. The second rock coming from inside of Ash, and a second Goomba stomp. Both these soldiers just land on the medic's head, gonna get up their lives, and inside of Yike to make sure that Habib and Meg cleaned up. Getting up Jay as well. Mirror Man on the chase, trying to flank around and drop out of this window to land on the side of Witness, but not gonna quite find a low. Just a little bit of damage just to the scouts left alive from the side of Froyotech, barreling through, but Brainsam holding the door, not letting either exit into the grass area, and Witness Gaming dropping the question mark and getting onto this cap to the second mid-fight.
Yeah, that was definitely a attempt at a psychological impact there. I don't think anyone in Froyotech will fall for it, but you always gotta try. You gotta try your best. And Branstad putting up the wall, denying both Froyotech scouts from getting the key pick at the end there. So Witness Gaming gonna have full Uber ad pushing into second here. We'll have to see how they go. They're gonna go very early with a very immediate kind of high bomb, and Habib actually surprisingly caught out there. So that's might even spell disaster for this incoming last push.
Yeah, they got one behind a Mirror Man, but I think they know of its existence. They're kind of looking around. I don't think they can. They've already capped it off. Mirror Man has kind of showed himself and grabbed. The rest of the blue team is in through lower. They're poking around, trying to walk through. Wind the sniper. They're really right at the back, bombing in, trying to get some. There's actually no gun. There's only a heavy. Immediately getting onto the point. There's no sticking around because Habib was dead because it was caught out. So there's no traps. They just worked their way in, pop because the sniper get on the point, and immediately get that cap to tie up the game 1-1.
That literally looked like Froyotech were just hiding in spawn. Like, it was such a weird scenario. Like, Yite was taking a 1v1 with Mirror Man in second, and Witness Gaming just walked on the point and went AFK. And they just, everyone was building guns. There's no Habib there, so no sticks on point, and that's where all tied up 1-1 going into this third mid, and both of us getting a little aggressive, really going to trade spamming each other, but actually Habib's going to get a little bit worse on it.
Oh, sad soldier coming from the side of Laz, but it is just a fake, going to take some damage, going to get arrowed up, but the health for Witness Gaming. It's not super great. Froyotech are still maintaining their high ground, kind of easing back and forth to avoid the spam from Artist. Arrows galore from the side of Witness keep them afloat, and they're ending the red health zone very, very deeply. No one falling quite yet.
Too.
Bomb from Jay onto Log.
Oh, they're all so hurt.
And Yike, the soldier from Froyotech are cleaning house right now. It's just Laz and Ash left alive, which is the players you expect to die first for their team. Able to get Slumnish though with his last rocket and his Ash, the sole survivor, seeing if he salvage anything at all, finding the right opportunity, just delaying a little bit. If he finds the right moment, he can pop out of either door and maybe net a force for his team.
This is
he has to kind of bait
it's
it.
Such a weird hiding spot. They have no idea.
Listen for the crackle. Oh, he's arrowed. He got pre-fired around the corner. May knows better. He is still existing here. Bandit trying to take a fight with him, it kind of being a nuisance, really, and he's buying some time, so it's not bad. And the rest of Witness Gaming are on last, building up their defense, but they're on the chase. They want to make sure the Ash is not something they have to deal with.
He's trying to get Slumnish again, taking the 1v1. He almost might win this. It's kind of close. He's still behind. He's actually buying more time than you'd expect, although Froyotech is in the lobby because they know the player's behind, so they're going to try to go fast, but his team is set up with the Sentry and the Sniper here to deal with. Ransom on Sniper actually going to switch off, and here's Banny with the cat time. The Stickies get cleared, and they do get Banny here, but they're still down a even 5v5, and Froyotech's all on the point, and the bombs are coming in.
It's just 2v2. Oh, the salvage right there. He's out of there. Habib, he's going to be such a late death. Oh, he could have maybe gotten the pipe on a Bransom, kill him with his last pipe, but not going to find a lot of success there. But I'm kind of surprised Witness able to hold on to that. I guess the damage that Ash did.
He actually made it back in time and bombed the point.
I thought he wasn't going to, and that was going to
be
disastrous.
That was a heads-up play, and Ransom going to get a little early cap time, and Froyotech really wants to fight this. I think they know that Witness Gaming are going to be a little scared because of the cap time on last, but you know, Witness Gaming know they don't have much to worry about with no Habib there to strike fear into their hearts. So Witness Gaming gonna have this full Uber working last time. We have the first.
Oh, the pogo from Artist.
We have Jay
so
Sniper.
Deep. They're leaving through kitchen. Banny onto Artist. Oh, he's gonna get caught here. He thought he was gonna be a little bit greedy and make sure he can kill the demo, but change his mind, but it's already too late. Habib kind of pressuring a little bit, try to make space for his own team. They want to be able to fight this, but they're at a severe height disadvantage. They have no way to actually claw their way back through, but they have a Mirror Man flanking behind on the Logga. That's the window opportunity they need. Brainslam stuck in a corner trying to stuff this door with the rest of his team, including Ash, trying to make sure that Mirror Man has enough time to clean up, and they were going to get Slumnish as well. Hiding in the corner is Slumnish, who will die as well as Branson will eat the arrow to stay alive. And Froyotech, they tried to use the Mirror Man behind to shove their way through, but it just wasn't quite enough.
Jay hit a shot there, but he just, unfortunately, uncharacteristically missed all of his shots, so that kind of spelled the end for that push. Jay's still on Sniper here. This is annoying to deal with now, because Lolguy doesn't really feel like he can peek without Jay just swinging out here and potentially just instantly sending him back to the respawn. And I see a lot of hurt players on Witness. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, they tried to drive through, and I guess it's too much damage. Couldn't get through. I mean, the Sniper, all you gotta do is hit a body shot, and all of a sudden you're kind of a little bit in the sad zone. So you don't even need the headshot kills just to slow the other team down. So gonna play it safe this time. Go ahead and build up their Uber, as well as Froyotech making sure they're, have something going for themselves. They have a Sniper, they have the Uber. They probably don't want to try to push off that. Get your players. Stalemate City, and this is gonna be a first stalemate of the game.
Yep, Froyotech do have I don't know if I call it an advantage, but they have a Sniper, which makes it much more annoying to deal with. So they do have that advantage. I'm sure Jay, if Jay wanted to, he could back up and get on Soldier very easily, but I guess he doesn't really, oh, there he goes. I was gonna say, oh no, he's actually rotating. Okay, now he's in kitchen. So, or Cheese, I see I did
body
it.
shot.
Yeah, good
we
body
talked
shot.
about this yesterday, calling Cheese Kitchen.
Yesterday, yeah.
Everyone gets one. That's your one.
Yeah, that's my one. And Jay, this is so annoying to deal with because usually it's the Sniper from mid pushing it to second, but now you have the defensive Sniper with the body shots. It's hard to sack when you just eat a 150 midair, and your sack's just over because you fall straight down. It's very unfortunate.
Now Froyotech on the move. They want to poke all the doors to make sure if anyone does counter sack, it is as easy as possible, but it's going to be a bit difficult to run through Artist Sticky's trap. No, he was watching from the little platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well, Jay gave his best effort, and Witness actually won a peek on the 5v5. Gonna eat some little type spam, and they're making room for Ash. Mirror Man had no idea.
It's like I said, they just try to pick Mirror Man, who's alone, and they're able to find success. They are going to give up Ash for that, though, but launching onto the scout, so much damage onto Banny and Slam.
He's still alive!
Oh, the Uber Force comes out. They're trying to chase down Brandslam, who's not beamed, and that's going to be Lolguy stuck in no man's land, trying to reach Yite to be able to get some talents. The Uber will come out. They are able to chase down Banny.
Oh, look at this Artist bomb.
Oh, he is trying to catch May, surfing all the way over to their own side. They flip sides. They're going to get sandwiched to the side of Witness, though. Witness are going to get sandwiched. They're kind of stuck in no man's land, like I said before. But Yike, able to find that kill in the Mirror Man, not necessarily
How are they
teamed
alive?
up with Lolguy, but they're escaping. And May dies to Artist in the last second, just pinned him into a corner, making sure that he dies at the very end of it.
Yeah, that was surprisingly uncoordinated from Froyo. They they were in a position to collapse with Witness either. I'm not sure whether Witness played that perfectly or Froyo kind of beefed. I feel like that has to be one of those options.
It could be a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I don't know.
True, yeah. It was, regardless, we do have Witness gaming with the big Uberhead, and now we have the Slednish on Sniper. It's his turn. Danny's on Engineer. No scouts to build, so this Uberhead's going to get only bigger, but it was already Uberhead to begin with, so I guess it's not going to matter that much.
A Beep watching a trap. He's really aggressive in lobby, he has to be careful, but he has his traps to defend himself. He will exit upon seeing that both doors are being kind of pushed at the same time. Witness, they've entered lobby. It bought some time, though, and it looks like they might want to go straight through lower.
Yeah,
Posed for it. They might just go for Mirror Man again, who's very
Mirror Man
close.
spotted it.
They're hiding himself. No, he has not spotted it in that degree. He's actually taking so much damage. And will
he made it
almost
spawn.
die, just barely, but May gonna give up his life. He dies alone on the shack, and they've locked up this left-hand side, but the gun is still alive. Benny's staying on the gun to heal it up, so they can't necessarily bomb straight yet, but
here comes the pipes. The pipes should. Weak. Okay, they got it.
Yeah,
and now here comes Branson with the point time. It's gonna try to bring Froyotech forward a little, and they had this heal out. Okay, now they're on the point. Okay, they finally got it. That was. I like how they did that very methodically, you know. Once they got the med pick, they knew as long as there's no sniper to deal with, they could just post up and just play their heals and win. And I really like the methodical last push there.
Yeah, it's kind of rough for Froyo, stuck between a rock and a hard place, because at that point you kind of want to just rush forward and kill them before they use their heal out, but you have a gun, you can't really rush forward, you got to play around that. So, what do you choose? But at the end of the day, another round for the side of Witness as we go into the next mid.
Yeah, if Froyotech want to get it back in this game, they're probably gonna have to at least make this mid equal. If they lose this mid in May, they can't kill the guy. It's gonna be a disaster. And Last got 3 rockets off there. That's insane. And this is already turning into a little bit of a disaster for Froyo, as they're gonna immediately lose 3. But Mirrorman is on Lolguy. I'm not gonna. Yeah, Lolguy does have the jukes.
Lolguy didn't take a single piece of damage for
multiple question marks from Lolguy.
I mean, I'm a little bit confused too. That's not even BM. I'm just Lolguy, he just completely outmaneuvered Mirror Man. Although I guess something to be said, the fact that it's just a single soldier on a medic. Sometimes
even if you get
some damage, even if you get some damage, all it takes is one surf, and all of a sudden that kill is nigh impossible unless you find a way to jump after him. So, Witness Gaming, they're coming off on top for these mids at least for now, and got an Uber out to work to try to crack into last again.
Yeah, they do have full Uberhead here, and I must say these Witness Gaming last push, it's maybe I'm cursing it, but they have been. Both of the matches, yesterday and today, have been methodical. These last pushes have been really on point. I feel like they haven't beefed very many to begin with, but they're just so clean with them. They're kind of crazy.
Yep, going in, be able to catch the gun when it's upgrading, so not going to have any knockback there, running straight toward it, and getting onto the point. Both soldiers drawn in, Flash and Soldier onto the point. Bandit running forward to try to block it, but he is not able to stay on it quite long enough. And Witness Gaming, they got their Snakewater last pushes down. We saw it last night, we see it tonight, but they're able to find the perfect line between getting onto it, teasing it a little bit, making sure they're safe and not getting too damaged when the soldiers are baited in, collecting those frags, and capping it up to lead them to a 3-1 at the half.
Yeah, Witness Gaming came out pretty dominant, honestly. After that initial Froyo round where some kind of strange things happened, it was kind of all Witness Gaming from there. It was dominant. And yeah, I agree. It's when I'm watching Witness Gaming pushing Snakewater last, it's actually just like watching the textbook definition of how to push Snakewater last every time. You know what I mean? It's they really have it down to a science.
Yeah, and another thing to be said, even if their lasts are really, really great, you have to point out that you don't even get to do those lasts if the mids don't go the way they're going. We've seen, I think, one Froyotech mid victory in it. It led into that one round, which is good, but for the rest of the time, it seems like Witness has kind of figured out Froyo mids more than the other way around. They've been able to make sure that the key players are picked off that need to, while also making sure that Lolguy stays alive, and you can definitely see that in some of the logs. I mean, there's some similarities, I think, in some of the comparisons, but for the most part, it definitely does look like it's overall a Witness Gaming victory for now.
Yeah, and looking at the stats here, I think we brought them up. I think the biggest difference is that Lolguy 2 deaths, May 5. That's not that big of a difference, but I think the fact that Lolguy's only died twice in 4 runs of Snakewater is not a good sign for Froyo. It's definitely
it's less about the gap and more that it was only 2.
Yeah, only 2. Yeah,
because one of those is going to be for the round they lost.
Yeah,
for sure. That means the
definitely.
rest of the wins, it's been flawless for him for the
Yeah.
most part.
Like, both soldiers Witness Gaming are doing under 200 DPM. I guess all the soldiers are other than Jay, but it's like, the amount of impact they have is insane. You know,
It's about the kill collection.
I'm actually surprised that Brand Slam and Bandy both have so much damage, considering how the soldiers just aren't kind of farming any. I guess it's just mid fights. I don't know.
I mean, really, if you look at the damage, it's not that different. It really comes down
Yeah,
to
it
kills.
really isn't.
It's not about an individual person's ability to like DM like per se. It's more about as a team, what are you trying to accomplish together? If you're not going to go right off the bat, at what point do you collectively decide in the heat of the moment, okay, we're doing this? And then who is able to actually do that? And right now it seems like whatever Witness Gaming, because no one's really going to right off the bat, for the most part, maybe like 1 or 2 times we've seen like a single person will do a little bit of a fake bomb, or I think we've seen Mirrorman like go really quickly once for one of the mids. But for the most part, the difficult thing about the slower, more reactive type mids, they're not worse. I think actually they're better in some ways, but they're more difficult because if you wait X amount of seconds and you just like, oh, we see some damage or we see a player, let's go now. Whenever you decide to go, then what if not everyone's ready? What if someone got weak? What if someone a key point, your initiator that goes in, like a soldier or whoever, is just unable to do their job? Then all of a sudden your plan is kind of in shambles. And so far we've seen Witness Gaming, no matter what's happening, when the heat of the moment kicks off and they see something that's worth going for, they actually have the tools to be able to do that while also keeping their team alive. But the side of Froyo, I feel like they've had some good moments where they are able to like, have coordination and collect some key picks, but it's way less consistent.
Yeah, I think that Jay and Mirrorman aren't quite as much on the same page as Laz and Ash are. Laz and Ash just feel their coordination is just on another level. Now the rest of the team follows up on it very well. But I think one thing to mention too is that this is the rare and famed, or not rare, but the famed Banny halftime adjustments. So I'll have to see how Froyotech, it's one thing you always got to deal with Froyotech is what kind of adjustments do they make in the second half. And I think that might become a factor here. For it to get back into the scheme, it's going to be off of adjustments that Banny is making right now. So I'll have to, consider how Froyotech is going to adjust and what Witness Gaming are going to do to, like, kind of counter them, Froyotech countering them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and Witness Gaming have to make some predictions of themselves, like, all right, what do we expect is actually going to change about their gameplay so we can be prepared for it when the game kicks off. Which, speaking of the game kicking off, we're going live right now, so you don't have to wait too much longer to see what's going to happen in the second half of Froyotech versus Witness Gaming.
One thing to note on this mid, does Banny always... I thought Banny was an 80 pinger, not a 60 pinger. Is he at a LAN center again?
I don't think so. Maybe he just has good routing to a server or something.
Yeah, maybe he has good routing. Or, yeah, who knows? Actually, this might be Denver, but anyway, on to the second mid here, or first mid of the second half. We do see both I see both Froyos gets immediately on the high ground, and Lazarus' bomb is immediately kind of ruined, and both Froyo soldiers are in. There's so many deaths across the board.
Laz salvaged out the last second mixture that Maze picked up, so it's a 2v2 scenario, both very weak. Gonna be able to kill the Yite side of Bandy, but Brandslam make sure that he dies with Habib, 3 HP. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit rough. And back to the scrappy mids. We saw that in the very first, 2 mids, but
yeah,
Witness Gaming still coming up on top just by slim margins.
Yeah, I think one of the adjustments that Bandy made was that I saw that, I don't know if they were doing this last time, but both Froyotech scouts were on, basically at the start of mid just ran immediately to the high ground and looked up, and it definitely...
Yeah, Laz had a sad bomb.
Yeah, Laz
super denied.
If he died earlier, I think Froyotech would have hard won that mid, but Laz kind of lived after he fell straight down to the ground, which kind of let Witness Gaming back into the game. So
it kind of screws up their timing too, because so far Laz has been relatively untouched, because I think it's kind of well known that Laz does a lot of space creation, and the first time you see him enter the skybox, he's probably not actually committing on anything. So scouts can get trained kind of in this higher level. If they see a soldier playing like that, you're just like, all right, well, first times he goes in the air, I'm just not going to bother looking at him because it's not going to matter really. Like, I'm not really going to do anything.
Yeah.
But that just means that Laz is healthy to able to hit that timing we were talking about in the halftime. But now you screw up Laz's HP. When Ash sees a good time to go in, Laz isn't necessarily as ready. He just barely got that May kill at the very end. Just barely.
Also, Yite Sniper.
Oh, true.
He rolled out directly onto Sniper. I think they spotted him. I think so. He took some damage, so they're really somewhat aware of it. Mirrorman looks like he's playing to avoid a... Yeah, he's playing to avoid a Sniper. So Froyotech knows by this point, but kind of a heads-up play knowing, like, oh, rumors are going to be even, so... Why sack go up Sniper when I could just go up Sniper and get a free supply shot? So,
true.
Let's see how Yite wants to approach this.
Yeah, well, same with Froyo as well, because they can't just the sniper take shots forever if you just hide
Yeah.
and let him get deeper and deeper and deeper. Eventually, you as a team decide, like, all right, he's too deep. Let's actually aggress onto them in some capacity, whether it's on the sniper or going for some sort of flank play. I think Froyotech really likes to not go into the sniper, but they go away from the sniper, which makes sense because you can see Brand Slam and Laz playing very careful in Saw. They're just barely spawning it and not really getting inside because they know that Froyotech will go for those plays if the sniper exists for too long. So
yeah, and Habib's also has sticky traps on the lower doors, so they have to be afraid of peeking those, because if someone dies to the trap and it's not Yite, then they're down an important player and you have a sniper, which means Froyotech, sack after that might be that much better. So they're gonna back up and play this slow. They know they have Witness Gaming have the luxury of being up 2 rounds, so they can afford to take this slow and eat some clock up.
For sure. I mean, you got a lot of clock to eat up realistically. There's 26. We're only 4 minutes in. So it's not like we're going to be a time reset. Oh, the pipe on the guy.
As long as they can keep the momentum.
Yeah.
This is what they want to do, is just kind of eat this clock up. And they also don't want to let Froyotech back into this round for free. So they got to kind of take this a little slow. And that's a good opening shot onto Mirrorman. Just, it's going to be hard to hold Saw solo. I don't blame. I almost don't blame him for dying there. So now Witness Gaming have a little bit of a pick to work off of here.
Oh, Ransom able to get through. He's able to see some of the traps. Oh, maybe not. Oh, that did not quite at the right time. But
here comes a big
really
bomb.
Deep bomb in. Hey, I don't think he actually saw that. Did he? It didn't look like he was aware of that at all. So it wasn't even
really
able
fast.
to
But
surf
Jay's
it.
coming in behind. Jay is behind on mid. He's actually super behind. He's gonna.
He tried to go for the spoon. Okay. Yeah, he just got the melee kill, but the force will come out. Slam is actually really deep though. I don't think he knew that right off the bat.
Deep.
So.
Look at them.
Yeah, they're just zooming straight in, trying to get some damage onto Ash, who will survive eating the pack and escaping into his own grass. So overall, good job from the side of Froyotech. They played that very well, considering how slow everything was going up on their own second, and able to kind of flip the script. So now they're the ones that own mid.
Yeah, I will say also shout out to Witness Gaming for, even though they didn't win that, they salvaged that situation the best they could, and they didn't get rolled to last, which you see a lot when you're playing against Froyo. A lot of teams in that situation would just wipe, and Froyotech would be on last, or pushing last, or uber red. So, that really shows the experience of Witness Gaming, that they can get out of those sticky situations with their medic intact and enough players to hold second.
True. You gotta know when it's time to call and be like, okay, yeah, we've lost this. But they're making space for Froyotech. They want to use what little ad they have to, try to at least threaten something, because of the ad's existence, they're not going to push, but Witness Gaming is so far back, and because they're so far back, the doors are open.
Mirrorman is in the skybox. It
gives Mirrorman the chance to bomb in.
Actually did good damage.
Yeah, damage, but no kills.
Yeah, no follow-up there. I feel like there's a little bit of follow-up. Maybe Froyotech doesn't want to risk it, but that was their solo sack. Now I'll have to see if they want to do some kind of off-pass. Actually, here comes last for the counter sack. He almost got doubled. That was so close.
Almost.
He wouldn't have died anyway, but it would have been, one for the frag would.
Yeah, it would have been neat. Stickies all over the floor here. Artist just puked out stickies all over Froyotech.
Them?
Yeah, he just puked out stickies everywhere. But Froyotech, they have an opening here with Laz being dead, although they have one dead themselves, so it's 5v5 right now. But Jay, he's worked his way into cheese. Yeah, he might catch Laz, or he might just create some space.
Pressure
Slam got behind
so
instead. The side of Witness is playing kind of scared right now, although Laz
look
at space, but Brand Slam,
oh, that was such a big play.
The drop from Laz, though.
Oh, that was crazy. He pogoed back off the wall, totally turned his momentum around. It gets the drop onto May. That was massive, but it's just gonna be a Lol guy with the soldier who just bombed away from him. Lol guy dropped down.
Miscommunication. I think Lol guy thought that Ash was gonna stay down, and then Ash just went back up. But I guess
it's
successful
a Mr. Slim
force
for
from the side of
I suppose, but Danny's still in.
Yeah, it's buying a lot of time. Is he gonna escape? Soldier class.
2 health. That's
one more health than you need.
Yeah, one more health than you need.
Easy clap.
So, I was too busy focusing the drop to see what exactly happened there. All I know is Witness Gaming kind of exploded, and speaking of exploding, there goes Les.
Yeah, he had another pick to work with.
On the wall. Look at that.
And another pick to work with. They've gotten rid of some of the artist traps. They've worked their way in, and I think, Witness Gaming,
super deep.
They don't want to deal with this draw. Yeah, it's going to eat a lot of damage, not a little bit of damage, but he will escape on 5 HP, so it's going to be okay for now, but Froyotech, they got another ad to work with. It's not anything pushable, but it's going to make Witness Gaming kind of play a little bit far back, not necessarily hold the doors as strong. And that just might... Actually, they're building a gun. Yeah, they're playing super far back. That just gives Froyotech an easier first sack wave attempt, but it's actually kind of evening out. It was like 10-15, but no, it should be pretty normal at this point.
And we have Yite on Sniper.
No more gun.
Let's say, I do like Sniper on Sniper last. It is pretty good. You have the doors to peek, and you always have somewhere to peek where if the enemy team wants to do anything, they kind of have to look at you a little bit. So definitely understand that. Yite actually, as I say that, switches off the good old Hootis, They do. They don't have an engineer, but I guess who needs an engineer when you have a Buddhist? They're just like a sentient engineer. Oh,
No,
now he's on engineer. He's doing the
better,
classical.
but yeah, Slam has actually worked his way into straight through lower, going to be able to survive at least a little bit. Trying to make some room for the side of Jay, unable to get through the shutter, though. They're just peeking all the doors, really figuring out who has a chance to commit. Jay has found his way through, trying to get the spoon onto Logan, but will not find success. Able to get shot out of the air by the side of Brainstem. So one man coming from the side of Froyotech, and the rest of Witness Gaming, they're starting to be on the move here to enter lobby.
Yeah, yeah, we have to see how Witness Gaming wants to approach the. Oh, there we go. That's
yeah,
the
Laz
sack.
tried to go. He tried to go through cheesing out block.
Actually,
and then couldn't escape.
Slim's so deep, isn't able to. Oh, that bow saved the Artist, and Benny actually almost caught out there too. So Slim's just gonna go for a cheeky little run at the demo play, and Artist just gets saved by both the last second. Now, Witness Gaming might want to do something off of the scout pick, or they might just post up. Laz is still spawning, so in the end, it's just gonna equalize. Slemish might spawn on Sniper to try to break the stalemate. We'll see. Nope, he's on skip.
I think Brainstem ate too much damage there, so they just called it off and said, nah, screw it, to go back to last. But Froyotech still in the driver's seat for now. They got a gun to worry about. It's in the normal spot for gun hold to Snake Water last. Got the Spencer build up for the side of Logai, and I guess they just got to figure out what is the best way for them to try to break through. I mean, you could try to two-man. You really could. But someone's going to have to eat the gun, so that it's just kind of a one-man. I think a lot of teams will try to go for like a pick of an overextended player, or maybe try to find a way to spam the gun, but it's so hard. No, it was, he got, maybe he did get a headshot. I know the gun hit him a little bit, but
at the same time. Actually, they're going to be a trade onto Mirror Man, but the engineer sack, okay. I guess Froyotech might take this opportunity to try to spam the gun, but it's going to be hard to peek these doors. They still have all the spamming classes available, so actually getting to see the gun with your eyes is going to be a little challenging.
That's really the hard thing for this map. The hard thing is just getting the gun. That's why I said a lot of teams will just say screw it, and they'll do a two-man, and they'll just have one of the classes be the gun soak, and the other one is able to actually fly through. Like, you'll send a scout through first, he'll eat the gun, and the soldier's already in the air. But then you still have to deal with all the people that are stuffing doors and all the sticky traps.
And Witness has no scouts. They have a sniper and a engineer, which I guess that is 2-hit scan. The 3-hit scan if you include the end sentry, so I guess you don't need to scout as much if you have the level 3 watching your medic, because the level 3, unless you're going like at Mach 5, the level 3 is probably going to hit the player.
Yep, it only like kills a couple seconds, because if you want to scout to like lead through lobby and clear stickies to make space for whoever's sacking, you know, it just takes a second to, you know,
and they
have
have nothing else to do. I'm sure Brandstem's bored out of his mind. Play Pocket Scout on Snake Water last thing, very mentally stimulating.
I mean, it can negate a Froyotech stack. Like, even if he just kills it like a soldier as sniper here, it's completely
it puts pressure on Froyotech too, because now they have to make sure that they don't lose their medic in the process. Yeah, that's what happens. And now actually, Brandstem's taking a really deep peek. He's
another shot in the mirror.
Yeah, another shot in the mirror. Gonna eat some double spam. Manny's actually trying to take a fight with Ash. Actually gonna win that fight, but Yankees Manny!
The engineer pick? What is this, season
engineer
5?
Sack. The engineer sack is 2 for 2. First he got Mirror Man, and now he got May. So the engineer sack, new Snake Water technology, not seen before. Here comes the J sack, unable to get anything, but gonna do a ton of damage. But no scout able to clean up on it. Even May is the player who was on there seeing it types of lol. He knows it was very silly. And so on that note, Witness Gaming gonna have full Uber to push out of last year.
I think the last time I've seen an engineer sack out of last on a medic drop was when Shamu did it on Metalworks like seasons ago. He had revenge crits, true. Yite didn't. He just went up and 2-shot him, I guess.
Yeah.
But full Uber out from the side of Witness. They're poking around in the lobby trying to figure out which door they want to go through. It looks like immediately busting out of the side of Bats, trying to land on the side of Men. Has to choose a different door. Artist very deep, but no one actually chasing on him. He's so aggressive and does die. The flank coming in from the soldiers. Oh, they're not actually going to commit though. Okay, never mind. I thought he was going to actually bomb in off the positioning of Witness, but no. B pick, don't want to have to deal with it. Gonna go ahead and back up to mid, but they have an Ubrad to work with. They just have to wait for the Domain to respawn, and it seems like Witness Gaming is respecting it. Despite the demo pick, they're just gonna go ahead and sit back and let Froyotech try to push in what they've kind of set up on their own too.
Yeah, it's. I feel like this might end up, as long as no disasters happen. I feel like if both teams play perfectly, this is just gonna settle into even Ubers on last. So maybe that's what Witness Gaming is gunning for. You know, I mentioned that they're taking the time off, and Slender's actually under. Here comes the Froyotech Uber, but Witness Gaming has already ticked off 12 minutes of this round. They do sack Laz, but Logai's Uber does not get forced, so now we're kind of in a leapfrog situation here, where now Witness Gaming has to try to push out a Laz, but they might have to wait these 10 seconds for Laz to come up, or maybe they're just gonna go and hope he, you know, try not to get back capped.
They'll probably try to push. I mean, it's kind of the same situation they saw last time, although it comes to a certain point where whatever you're trying to do might not necessarily be as effective. The other team will be ready for it, but looking like another bomb in right off the bat, just a different doorway immediately. Bombing in Artist super deep, and Bandy's staying this time to try to kill Artist.
Jay might be caught out too.
Oh,
they're going to trade Artist for Jay. I don't know if you take those, and Mirrorman's in on the collapse, and Logai's a little caught out here, but He is caught out there. Oh, this is turning into a disaster for Witness Gaming. Yite is on the medic. Oh, the medic picked
Just
up
barely.
the pack and lived. Yeah.
Just barely.
So just
40
two
HP.
soldiers to try to, stuff the universe. Ash hiding in a corner and lower. Froyotech pick. Unfortunately, sometimes you don't pick the right door. Artist actually gonna get almost. He almost got caught out there in spawn.
Yeah, Uber coming out from the side of Froyotech though, trying to get some cap time, bring the Witness Gaming players forward, able to flash on a Bandy and make sure he lives, and it's just clean sweep right now for most of the players. They are able to
They're
get a little bit
still
more
stuffing it
time on the ball.
somehow.
Yeah,
They shouldn't
the
be, but they
respawns are
are.
coming in, but this should be eventually a loss for the side of Witness with the amount of players they have, and
Now he's on the
Froyotech
floor.
are able to take that, and that's not even halftime adjustment. That's just a quick adjustment. Banny, he saw that, all right, when they bomb in, Artist lands super deep, so next time they do it, I'm gonna stay and maybe even give up my life to make sure that this demo dies, and he didn't even die for it. He stayed in grass,
Yeah, the
right
only
where
person
Artist
that was
landed.
Jay.
Yeah, and able to kill that demo. So immediately, Witness Gaming had no way to lock things down, and Froyotech starting to come back here. It's a 2-3, and for Froyotech with Witness Gaming leading the charge.
Yeah, coming to this mid's gonna be super important because Witness Gaming wins this mid, they're back in the driver's seat this match. But if Froyotech wins this mid, then we could be seeing some overtime here. We could be seeing our Froyo win. Who knows? And a lot of players behind right now actually from Froyotech. They sent 2 players behind, a scout and a soldier, and that's gonna work out very well for them, getting the instant wall guy kill. And May could be 71. He's getting bombed.
Oh, killed by Ash, just at the very last
That
minute.
was a massive salvage. That actually might have saved Witness Gaming. If they win this map, that might have saved them the map.
And yeah, the last person left alive for the
He's going
side
for
of Witness.
he wants
he's
to go
poking
for it.
around. He knows
Slem just
that, like,
spawned him.
if Slem and Habib are paranoid enough, which, I mean, what else are they doing right now? You can't take that 1v2. You can spot, but maybe they get lazy. Someone went back for a pack at the wrong time. You can take a little 1v1, but not going to find the opportunity. You can just see the cap time that they're both just sitting on the cap, so...
Yeah, that was an interesting mid from Freyo, though. They sent the soldier behind, I expect, but the scout behind was a new one. It actually puts so much pressure on Lol guy. It's kind of hard to surf when there's nowhere to surf too. There's just players at every door.
Mirrorman jumped Laz too, so immediately they said, all right, you like to double soldier bomb? Well, one of your soldiers is immediately taken out of the equation. They did it last time by shredding Laz with double scalp, and this time they just said, no, let's just trade roamers. So everyone has to deal with one soldier this game.
Yeah,
and I was able to find some
worked out in their
success.
favor. Yeah, I guess that's maybe how you counter
Pull the bomb in.
Jay got rolled by something, and here comes they actually used this Uber to get in, so this might be a leapfrog situation. May gonna get dropped down to 70 HP, but gonna live, and Froyotech want to fight this immediately, and I don't blame them. Witness Gaming might not even get this cap, they don't have the proper cap time for this. But they get
able to kill some with the trap.
That's gonna be a big pick, and they get Mirrorman bombing in and trying to make space. Brainstorm gonna eat a massive rocket, and they're unable to clean up on it. They can only get Ash. And
oh, the stickies.
Oh, Laz,
Oh,
that's a huge pick. Jay quad the skybox though. He's actually so hurt. Him living there. Okay, him living here is huge. He's 7. Oh, he gets.
Is going
no
to die.
way. He got Yite. That's
all right,
crazy.
well, it's just a little guy left alive trying to run away. Habib's on the chase, but a little bit too slow. Not going to be able to have the speed to make sure that medic kill is collected, but that was a pretty nice trap coming from Habib to kind of set things off, and Froyotech did a good enough job of making sure everything was pretty much stuffed. It is even, so might end up with another stalemate here. I don't think Witness Gaming is going to use this window of Froyotech players rolling out. It doesn't look like they're really trying to do that, especially with the gun. So another last stalemate with Froyotech in the driver's seat, trying to eventually take lobby once they get and figure out how they want to break into last.
And Froyotech have really worked their way back into this match very slowly. Witness Gaming kind of tried to slow down the pace, and so did Froyotech, and it's kind of worked out in the Froyotech favor so far. I feel like they've been getting they've been doing really well in these kind of post fights. It's just been, I think that's been their big adjustments. Well, I don't know. You might have better analysis than I do.
I think when it comes to mid-game adjustments, Froyotech have definitely needed to do it more for the most part, obviously. So it makes sense that you see more adjustments. For the most part, Witness Gaming, their wins have been pretty clear-cut, while Froyotech's have been a little bit more scrappy, where it's like, oh, they change things around, but. We see the sack coming in. They're not going right off the bat onto Lolguy. They're able to kill Artist, which is huge.
Slem just doesn't spawn. Ash might fall to spam here. This is crazy. Yite almost died. Oh, Yite is going to die to this guy. And Slem is so hurt. The Uber gets forced here. This is, I guess both Ubers get forced, but these spawns are so slow. This is looking like a Froyotech round.
I was looking over at the left-hand side of the map where the shutter is to see how they're running through and creating space, and then all of a sudden Artist dies on the right half of the map.
They just
I didn't even see how that happened.
I think they actually just pushed every door at the same time.
They did. I guess maybe Artist wasn't beamed. Maybe Lolguy was beaming everyone that was at the shutter, like arrowing them and stuff, and just keeping his eyes there. So the miscommunication led to a dual man dead, and that just opens the floodgates for a tied game.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, tie game. Another important mid coming in here because this could really 12 minutes left, and if this round is the same pace as all the other rounds, this could be the last mid we see, depending. Or I guess second to last. We see Laz here bombing, and both soldiers gonna bomb in really deep. Mirrorman gonna be behind, and they instantly get 3 picks. Little guy caught out here. Ransom gonna try to get it, and they just Ash to make some kind of miracle happen, but against 5 Froyo players, they did get May, but you know.
At what cost?
At what cost?
Yeah, I mean they got some decent damage spread across the board. You know, you got a couple players that are half HP after that May kill, but the coordination just wasn't there. It seems like Froyotech have figured out, all right, they're coordinating and actually able to be consistent all the time. So what do we do to kind of fix that? And I think they've found the answer. They figured out the players they need to focus down to make sure that Witness Gaming, they're able to maybe get 1 kill, sure, but everyone else is kind of spread out. And that's going to leave them with the mid victory, able to find themselves taking 2 for free as well due to the late Witness Gaming respawners. And are seeing a little bit of deja vu here.
Yeah, I agree. And Witness Gaming can't be happy just basically sitting on their whole last for a lot of this round. You know, they were the driver's seat at the beginning, and they just got slowly pushed back to their last, and ever since then, they've just been the team, let's hold last. Well, you know, they had the lead now, but now that it's tied, this is going to be a lot more stressful, you know, knowing that if you give up any more rounds, Froyotech are in position to win.
Yeah, no, like I said before that it was Froyotech that was going to do more of the adjusting, but now it's really Witness.
They're going to have to do mid-game.
They found their stride with clear mid wins and very clear last pushes, but now they're just found themselves on their own last. But Froyotech, Jay is trying to sneak his way through to spam down the gun, but 1 soldier on a gun is not going to lead it to its destruction. So gonna have to be content with just finding a new door to deal with. Branson is on sniper. It's kind of hard to actually peek through and spam that gun when a sniper can play at a safe range and just dome you right off the bat, which makes this kind of difficult. It's like I said before, at a certain point you just say, screw it, the gun's gonna chew up someone, a second player, please get through.
Yeah, and Froyotech are all kind of like, because the Branson sniper, Froyotech are all like, they're all in this one part of lobby here. Like one sticky or one rocket could do like 100 damage just hitting the floor. Like, there's a lot of potential for damage here if they had. Fortunately, there's no real super huge spam angles in, but you know. Here comes the Mirrorman bomb, and he actually gets it pretty deep. But Little Guy does have a nice surf. Mirrorman gonna get some early damage on Artist. Bandy and Bull Scout's actually gonna try to get through the door. Sniper is gonna clean up Mirrorman, so that bomb almost worked. I see what they tried to do last time. That Bull Scout tried to flood through that door, but that ended up not working in their favor. They're gonna. Looks like they're gonna try to peek Brand Slam up in lobby, try to get an aggressive peek onto May. And Brand Slam's he actually got a super free peek, but meanwhile, Slender's gonna fall. The back is not gonna signal. Good sign for this Froyotech second hold.
Yeah, Branson peeking through the little sliver of the doorway to try to see what he can see, and Habib, I don't think he was aware the sniper was that deep in the sideline, just got the ammo pack for ammo, comes around the corner, boom, headshot. So no Demo Man and no Bane calling.
And Laz is in.
Leading the charge.
Laz is really.
Oh! He thought that his teammate would eat the rocket damage and it wouldn't splash him, but he judged that wrong. That is a medic dead in the grave, but oh, that's even a good point. Dolphin points out that May was on crits of all things, so he couldn't even pop that. I didn't even realize that he was on
that's
crit.
That's an acceptable
that
drop,
makes
then.
it even okay. That too, but that makes even more sense on why it was so difficult for them to actually push into last. They didn't have Uber the entire time.
Yeah, I was wondering. Okay, that makes. You know, I gotta look at that in the future. Good note, but on that note. Witness Gaming gonna try to push into mid here with this full Uber Brad. Looks like they don't really want to use this. Mirrorman might be caught out. He's actually gonna end up taking a 2v1. Almost gets the scout. He does get the scout, so he gets the nice trade.
Yeah, and Witness Gaming for a scout. I mean, it's all right.
They get a scout and a force for 2 soldiers. Witness Gaming are gonna get. They're not gonna get forwards, I don't think. Nah, Jay's not even gonna get forwards. So Witness Gaming do have a very small window to try to do something here because there's no spam classes to deny them. But
and
again,
the only class that can jump forward and actually catch Lol Guy is Habib. The scouts will just outpace each other, but it seems like
they're already here. There was a very small window. They'd have to go immediately, and I don't blame Witness Gaming for backing up and just trying to, you know, make sure Froyotech doesn't push this mid very successfully here.
Especially because of how this half has gone. And Froyotech, oh, Banny, you're making space, and Slemnestein to a trap.
That's not a good opening.
That's not a good start to your mid push, as now you even have less chase. If this Uber comes off on the side of Froyotech, it's going to be a soldier game.
I don't blame them, because if you don't have scout speed to get out, if your Uber does not end well, which it probably won't with no scouts, your Uber's just over. Wait, they got Habib? Oh, Habib on these posts leaving second has been caught out a couple times now. That's
he was
definitely
even
one of those.
leaving. I think he was even leaving the same way as May, and he just didn't have enough health. So that's a no Demo Man.
Oh, Artist gonna
And
get
speaking
picked
of
by
no
a
demo,
massive
man,
sniper
what's
pick from
happening?
Slimish. That's gonna start off they're just going in anyway. Last gonna fall, Ash gonna fall, but they do get the force,
the
and
shot.
Slimish gonna hit the headshot, but you know, Guy does hold on to this Uber, and I think Froyotech are gonna try to peek Slimish sniper out. Oh, he's back on scout.
No scouts that are quite ready
Two
to
scouts
go in, but
versus Soldier.
Jay.
Guy, he milks that. Guy milks that, but he does drop Grand Slam. So that's not gonna be a good sign. But Artist, the cavalry's here. Habib's so hurt. Like, oh, can they get him? No. Habib gets healed up at the very end there, and that's gonna end up. It's gonna end up basically equalizing with Froyotech having a very, very small Uber out.
That was a wild ride of a minute right there.
That
but
was.
At the end of the day, for the most part, we're at even ground here. Back in another stalemate scenario, Jay is up on Sniper. I'm curious if they're going to see a Banny Sentry, which we see a lot. Might be a couple seconds before they do it. I think he probably waits in case it's like some sort of weird try. You know, actually want to get your Uber and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm curious to see how well the Jay Sniper is going to do. We've seen it in the past. It's able to do a whole lot of work for their team. Actually, Slim going to be on Sniper instead, which I think probably makes more sense. So, you know, we'll see what Witness Gaming does to do what Froyotech couldn't a little bit earlier and try to break into last into this Iron Man hold of a Sentry in the middle and a Uber in the corner.
A couple of maps have kind of devolved into Sentry in the corner of the map. Like Process last has devolved in just a gun on the point. I feel like Snake Quarter last maybe is devolving into the same thing with just a gun in the center of the map.
Except the difference is the Process one is much easier to spam through 5.
Yeah, this one.
But this one, what, lower? I mean...
Yeah. Sentry's just in the center of the map. It's just the power position. What can you do?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see. This is usually a Froyotech thing, but I guess maybe Witness could do it. The Snake Water is, I guess it was more notorious way to but even still, teams will do it where they just like, they're very willing to 3-man and 4-man to just try to go for a force. Before it was because of the spawn timers, but nowadays it's just because it's unexpected. But they're able to find a way to poke all the doors and actually get that gun down. But the question is, will they able to use the window of opportunity? Laz bombing in onto May, surf up into the air, up into the dispenser.
Ash is trying to get this force. He wants this force.
Last rocket not gonna quite hit the mark and giving up 3, including Artist and Brandslam at the end of the day. They able to get the beep though.
I don't know what's happening.
He shoots May in the head. The dispenser blocks the work. He just shoots his head where the dispenser is not covering his face, and that is a medic drop. Right before I say it, they do the 4-5-man. They do 5-man to make sure that this Froyotech last hold is dismantled in its entirety, and they still have this Uber to work with.
I was just watching the kill feed, and I was so confused. Alright, so on that note, Witness Gaming gonna have a miraculous Uber head here to push into last here. So we'll have to see how Froyotech adjusted their actual last defenses. I don't know if we've seen a Witness Gaming last push yet this half, so Froyotech might have gone back to the drawing board on that too, to try to counter these Witness Gaming last pushes.
And they got a gun up in the center spot, but Witness Gaming, they got an Uber to take it down. They're posed up at the shutter. I think they're just waiting to buff up their team so everyone's ready to go. There is a sniper on the field in Banny, so they're going to have to deal with that if they're not too careful. But immediately bombing in, taking out the gun. Artist landing over the truck area, getting the flash, putting them down with the sled. He's really weak, dancing around the truck area. Will not fall quite yet. Able to get killed by Artist, and Jay dying as well. So 2 down immediately from the side of Froyotech. Got a lot of weak players. Yeah, a lot of weak players over from the side of Witness. Have to take it a little bit slow.
Staking out the point is going to make this pretty hard.
Killing no stickies. Aside from Mirror Man jumping in, but he pulls out the stick, gonna take some mini crits there. It is just Banny left alive, and Witness Gaming took a little bit, had to give up some lives, but they are able to clean up this round after a very eventful break of the Froyotech hold.
Yeah, I know I said this last 3 minutes, but this this is an important bit. 4 minutes left with Witness Gaming coming back into the game. This is gonna be, if Froyotech need to win this mid, I think they need to at best or at worst, both medics need to die for Froyotech, I think.
And if this game goes slow, the time runs out, then Witness Gaming will just win. So Froyotech are kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. You could want to play slow sometimes that you definitely can't right now.
Double high
ball going in, trying to land on May to make sure that is immediately eliminated, but it's Lolga going to be dying instead from the side of Jay. So immediately getting the demo and medic out of the equation for both teams. Just Ash and Branson left alive is Slimnish and Manny trying to make sure they're cleaned up, and they will be the sole survivors of this mid. So Froyotech, they're off to a good start this half, but they still have the clock working against them. So after this mid cap, with it being kind of evenish, just even Lolga technically having like a
he actually died so early, it worked out in his favor.
Like a technical 10% advantage. Yeah, they are gonna get pushed off.
I wonder if Laz actually fights the Laz.
He won't.
Is he gonna block the point though?
But I guess he is gonna fight. Okay, yeah, they know they can't take that.
Yeah, Habib rolling out into Saw.
Oh, Mirror Man spy. This is the play.
That is. I was gonna say they have to make some sort of play. And this is definitely a very good one. And I think he's on Cloak and Dagger too, so he can take his time here.
This is the best time for Spy realistically because you're not like, why aren't they sacking? Because it's when you're building Uber.
Yeah.
So once everyone
He's
gets
crab
Uber,
walking.
once everyone gets Uber, they'll peek some doors, pretend they're sacking like Jay or someone, and then he'll decloak.
Yeah.
You just have to be careful though, because you don't want to accidentally sack 2 players. But the
He's
coming
going
in,
for a solo decloak.
The timing, little guy was turning around to
They
heal
heard
one
that.
of
They
his teammates, I
turned
think,
around.
and yeah, that
Somebody
was definitely
heard
close
that.
enough to hear as well. So
Somebody's got the good headphones. They definitely heard that turnaround. He was kind of close. I don't blame them for hearing that.
yeah, he was really close.
Yeah, he was really close. But you know, it's definitely one of those things. It helps if there's sacks or something to help, and I think they did try that. But in the end, not going to matter. But also, you know, even though it wasted 2 minutes, I don't blame them for trying that. And Froyotech still have mid here, so they can go for aggressive sacks. And worse, just take a dry fight with like a minute 30 left.
Ooh, 2-man through cheese.
Actually, gonna get
able
Laz.
to
That's a
get
pretty
him.
good opening pick. Well,
One
they're
for
gonna
one.
trade out Slemnish. Ash actually gonna kill Jay. There's actually a lot of kills happening.
That's big.
Habib gonna die. That's huge.
They're still bailing through. They don't have to kind of force their hand, but Yite is behind them, getting some
Here
damage
comes
on
the
him.
bomb.
Gonna get that force. He will eventually die, probably. I can only assume it will eventually fall. But Artist, oh, he's almost
got
the arrow
bowed.
from May. Oh my god, he able to
Yeah.
get the pack and bandy. He knows he has to get something here, but he isn't able to get the demo man or the force. So now, Witness Gaming, they don't have to win, but they just have to not lose, and this match is
Yeah.
there. So with a full Uber ad, 2
And
minutes
we're gonna
left,
take these mid. Froyotech gonna have to
Yeah.
take the dry fight of their lives here if they want to get back into this.
and they're down
Here comes
2
Jay
as well.
Spoon. He actually gets the spoon and Artist and trades. That's an opening pick he won, and Laz is gonna get hurt too. But here comes the Uber. Froyotech needs to start capping soon.
Laz was propelled with the air from like a, what was it, a sticky? That was definitely not a normal bomb, and it lands him the ability to make sure that May is collected. I don't know who that was on Froyotech that just propelled Laz into the air, but it definitely spells disaster. Spanning
Wait,
trying
the
to go in
Froyotech
and
scouts are
salvage
clutching.
and
The
slam.
Froyotech
They're
scouts
getting
are
damage on the guy.
clutching.
It is just
They
Laz
need to
and
get on the
Lil Guy
point,
left
though.
alive. But yeah, they have to cap. That's the sticky situation they're in. They gotta
Lol guy's
clean up-
doing actually a great job there living and buying time. Those seconds count, and Froyotech actually, yeah, they gotta start getting on the cap soon, but Froyotech managed to get at least a sliver of an opportunity to get back into this if they can win this dry fight upcoming on last, and Lol guy has the longest spawn in the universe.
Yeah, that was quite the turnaround. With that start, I would have thought that was in the bag for the side of Witness, but 50 seconds left. They're still kind of in this. Is May on crits? I'm checking his metagun. No, he's on normal.
Yeah.
So
They have
normal
40
play.
seconds. I guess they might have to
They have
push
enough
before they
time.
even get. Do they? Okay.
No, they have enough time, but they one push.
It's gonna be close.
If they don't cap this, the only way they get it is like some severe mistake or like a back cap or
Yeah.
something. There's only one Uber. So
What
it all
is it?
comes down
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah, Ash Sniper.
Oh, the pyro. The
Wait, Ash
pyro.
Sniper, Artist.
Stutter is such a default. They're gonna tank the pyro as well. They're really all
Oh,
inning on
this
this.
is so
Lol
smart.
is just tanking the pyro as well.
This is
They're
so
trying to do some
smart.
damage onto him. They're gonna drop
This-
Slemnish getting through the shutter
this
door.
is
Damage
such a
onto Jay.
disaster.
You've seen this occasionally.
But
With
the
doing
point time,
wonders
they
right now
wanna
with the point
block the
time.
point.
There's no stickies on the point. The gun and the flares and everything all combined. And
May's
May,
hiding in a
he's
corner,
hiding in
yeah.
the corner. Just in case.
It's the only
Brand
play.
Slam will
Brand Slam
find
found
him.
him.
And you've seen that before from the side of Witness. Very rarely teams that will just go Shutter again and again and again, and you just default, okay, we'll go Pyro there, that's fine. And they all in for it. It almost was disastrous. They almost capped at the side of Froyotech, but just barely able to hold on and make sure this victory is netted for them 4-3.
Yeah, that was I must say, I think Froyotech was a little more dominant. Actually, no, the first match was really close, so I guess Witness Gaming, in the end, are gonna tie up the series 1-1 heading into playoffs, so the next time we see these two teams will be in playoffs, and with the, matches going both ways in the regular season, it just makes me more excited to see them in playoffs.
Now, did you get your prediction right? Was it 5-3?
Oh my god, did I? No, it was 4-3.
Oh, unfortunate.
Close. I expected someone to get 5. Almost.
Just a little bit of a slower game, but we see
Yeah.
the stats up on the screen here. You can kind of take a peek of who did really well. I think, once again, you see another close half, just kind of in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So you can see, some of the Froyotech members are starting to puff a little bit. You had Banny with a nice kill collection, and Jay putting out the most damage in the entire server. But, I mean, you see some nice stats from the side of Witness Gaming as well. So no, it definitely shows that they're able to, have the consistency, and the halftime adjustment just wasn't quite enough for Froyotech to take this one. And Witness Gaming, they're on top right now.
Yeah, and it's a good sign that Witness Gaming, after they kind of had some initial hiccups with the Froyotech adjustments, they kind of figured out and got back into the game, which is a good sign, And being able to make those kinds of adjustments in the middle of the game as opposed to just during the halftime is huge. So definitely really shows that Witness Gaming is, it shows that last season when they won wasn't a fluke of any beats. Witness Gaming are real contenders, and here to show Froyotech that it's not. If they want to get back to first, they're gonna have to grind to get back there.
Yep. Going to be curious to see what happens in the playoff run, but we do have Lol Guy and Witness here. Hello, guys.
Hey, what's up?
Witness, you lied. You said if you guys won this match that you would be asleep and you wouldn't be here, but yeah, you're here.
You know, the same thing happened to me. What happened to Grand Finals, where I had just people spamming me. Don't go to bed. Don't go to bed. It's happening, and I'm staying up, and I'm just, oh my heart, dude. My heart's going a mile a minute.
Yeah, that one was definitely a nail biter.
Yeah. So, Lol guy, congratulations on your victory. That was a close game. Did you kind of expect the same thing, considering it like how the process game kind of went, or did you expect something a little bit different?
We should have won 5-1. Just saying.
The confidence.
We've like our mids are so bad in the second half, but they adapted their mids and they played good on mid.
Do you think that was the big thing for the change?
Yeah, the mids were the biggest thing that they did different. And we were kind of like going a little too fast too as well, but yeah, he definitely popped off the goat, that one clip.
Did.
Oh my god.
The engineer play, I honestly didn't even see it.
Yeah,
Not
the
engineer, the one where he just
man.
pushed last, killed Habib, killed May, 2-shot Benny, don't you fucking dare.
Just gotta pop off
He got the
occasionally and
engineer
lead
clip
yourself
too.
to
Yeah, he
victory.
had a couple clip-worthy moments
Oh,
that
and he
game.
did drop.
Yeah, he just pushed that. Like, he got both times. Like the first time he got like Mirror Man. The second time he actually got May. Like just pushing at him fast on engineer.
I'm gonna pull Brand Slam in here too. Well, give me one sec.
Okay.
No. Yeah, but the way the first half went, we should have probably won that a lot more convincingly.
Yeah. Being able to win after the Froyotech adjustments too is also something. Definitely,
Yeah.
he always gotta. He's always gonna do it. He's just gonna figure out something.
They definitely did a lot better in the second half.
When it comes to the map picks, I think it makes sense to like kind of double pick the same map because it's easier to scrim. But were you guys worried at all that what you would bring to the table would be kind of on display because you play Froyotech second right after G6 and worried that?
We did the same thing we did against them in the first half, and it worked against them as well, so I guess they didn't even watch it.
I suppose that's a good point. But it didn't really cross your mind in the picking process. You're just like, you favor the just making it easier to scrim much more.
The way that scrims have been going lately, we've been barely being able to get like a map and a half because people just show up late. So might as well
the
just
classic.
pick two of the same maps. Yeah, I guess you're right. It was good practice. And plus, when you have a match on a map and then you play another match on another map, it's like the ultimate practice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to split up the focus of your own team, which is always nice.
Plus, having a dominant showing like that, like 2 wins like that in a row, means people might just auto-ban it against you in playoffs. They might just have a better map pool because people just don't want to face you on this map.
True, bro. True.
It's always nice to have that map that's,
We got Koth. We got this map, I guess. Hey, good luck.
The pool is only so big, but nice win tonight. I don't really know what other matches you still have later on in the season. Are there any interesting matchups you think you're looking out for?
I'm trying to get in here.
For the rest of the season, or do you think you're just kind of waiting until playoffs arrives? Because at this point, you've kind of netted your spot.
Can't go on RGL right now. It's like broken, but I don't know
what
the matches are.
I think there's one more Mal match. I'm pretty sure, and then a few like one of the 5 Global Clan teams.
Oh yeah, that new team. I want to play that new team.
Yeah. The
Oh wow,
Panda
wait,
team?
RGL actually is broken.
Yeah, we broke it. That's what happens.
I want to go on the. I want to play the new team.
The Global Clan Panda team.
Yeah, it seems fun.
Sandblast demo.
Sandblast
True.
demo.
hype.
It's forced to be fucking reckoned with.
Yeah, I strikes fear into my heart.
Same. We have Mal, Xanda, GCI, and GCP. That's a new team, GCP.
Yeah, the Panda team.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, well, I guess at this point, we just gotta wait and see what happens in the other matches. But I think we just kind of wait and see what happens with your seed, whether you get first or second. It probably comes down to rounds, I guess, at the point, since you guys tied with Froyo.
Pretty sure it's rounds.
Yeah, so gotta collect as many as possible, I suppose.
I'm trying to get Branson in here. He wants to join.
He said he needs a certificate.
I gave him some shit.
Oh, beast. While you're doing that, I think it'd be a good time to mention, Witness Gaming, we announced yesterday, is attending Copenhagen LAN in April 2022. You can find information on that. I'm posting some links in chat right now if you want to go donate. We have a few cool incentives going on. We actually just donated, just passed almost $800 in donations in just 24 hours. So that's really huge for us. It really means a lot. Huge thank you to everybody who, has spread the word, has donated. If you can't donate, just retweeting it, telling your friends about it, getting the word out there helps us a lot. Buying any kind of merch we have for sale, hoodies, shirts, socks, joggers, anything you want to buy, we get some revenue that way. We'll actually be selling a limited edition Witness Gaming Copenhagen shirt for about 2 months, so keep your eye on the RGL merch store for that to drop. It'll only be there for a month for about $25, so grab it while you can. I think a larger percentage of those proceeds go towards our land fundraiser. If you can help us out, that'd be great. For the fundraiser, we actually opened up 2 new milestones. So once we reach 1,500, we will play a scrim with Young Sanity on Pocket Soldier, replacing Ash.
Upgrade.
That's a huge upgrade. I think it'll probably expose a lot of our weaknesses and it'll help us find.
It'll be content.
It'll help us innovate, and it'll be content, so it'll be pretty great. We also have at 25. We will be doing a team MGE tournament where we'll be casting and kind of doing a similar thing to what Froyo did, where we have like the team do an in-house MGE tournament and see who's the best duelist on the roster.
It's me.
I'm
You're not allowed to run away.
You're
We know
Best
how
on
you-
Spire,
yeah.
best on Badlands mid.
So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. We got to get there first. $1, $5. Telling your friends about it, anything helps.
Well, Guy and Brainslam, do you guys have personal thoughts about the upcoming LAN?
I
Dubs
don't
only.
know. Excited. First LAN for me. Be really cool.
It's always
Meet-
hype.
Yeah, meet my teammates, play with them. Do some tourist stuff.
I'm more excited to go to Copenhagen. It seems so fun.
Copenhagen's really nice, actually.
Have you been?
It'd be cool.
So, Brainslam, touching a little bit of what we talked about earlier when you weren't here, any thoughts about your expectations for the match compared to how it actually went down?
Low key, like after, I don't know, before match, I thought it was gonna be a little tough. We lost the first round and we were like literally like, okay, we gotta fucking play normal for our mids. We lost the first round and then we instantly bounced back for the fucking second round. And then I think after that, I don't know what we were doing. We were just nailing the mids. We literally just kept fucking double bombing, doing a lot with our double bombs. And then I was just cleaning up on the side, Yite and our demo artist. I don't know. It was just really good aggression and just amazing cleanup. And they couldn't come back until the second half.
It was overall a victory, but what do you think was the big things that kind of changed after that second half that made things a little bit more tough?
I believe what they were doing was like they were high bombing, and then instead of directly landing on targets, they would just land in doorways. So I think Mirman and Jay, one would land in Saw and one would land in Cat, and they would just shoot a rocket and like as a spam rocket just to land in an exit door so they don't die instantly. So they take longer to kill and stuff like that. So then our comeback to that was just, like watch where they land, and if they don't land instantly on our medic or demo, just like ignore them and just fucking go forward, kill their demo, and then just clean up off our soldiers what they're doing. But I don't know, it was pretty rough. We couldn't.
Sure.
It was, I don't know, that's what it felt like to me.
Last mid, I literally got double bombed on top of my face.
Yeah, one mid I think I just beefed like the first mid. Like we didn't like actually do that strat to like the very last mid, and we just barely lost it. But I don't know, they adapted pretty well. It was like almost like we pretty much lost almost every mid. I think we lost like 3 mids in a row.
The mids were pretty scrappy. There was like, I think most of the mids had like 1 or 2 people left alive at the very end of it.
They were very close. Like,
I think their mid had every mid though.
You don't see a lot of mids like that. Yeah, their mid got destroyed this game. Like, I don't know. Solid pickup. I don't know.
Damn, bro. You're talking to yourself. Manuscript.
I don't know. There's just Zilly out there. Oh well.
Space, you got any
Not
more
my
questions before we wrap up the stream?
I'm good.
All right, it's time to head over to the shout out phase. You guys got any shout out before we head out? Starting with Brand Slam.
Oh, starting with me?
Yeah, let's do top down.
I'm gonna shout out my team, RGL, Chikorita, and who's the other scout combo on that fucking South American team? I think it's like Zaw. Let me see.
That's the team with the keyboard clip.
Radazanis? Yeah, Chikorita is the one with the
The keyboard.
He has his spacebar taken out and has control, like his control
That
key
was a
put
good
when
clip.
he's taken. Cause I don't know, it's just it's a really rough fucking setup, but whatever. He manages to win with that, so he's goated. Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Little guy.
Shout out my team. GG easy. That's it.
Witness.
Shout out my team. You know, gotta get the priorities straight there. Shout out my Jay, my best friend. Shout out, RGL Production. You guys come out here and kill it. Shout out TFTV for doing a little cast as well. Shout out Brandslam for stealing my Scout Unusual and winning with it. So I guess
I had to.
I'm never getting that back now.
Shout out
so.
to Witness for working so hard to get this fundraiser going.
True.
He put a lot of
Shout
work
out
into
to
it.
Witness. Shout out to Witness.
He works really hard. He wants this shit to happen. And
Anything
we are.
from you, Space? Oh, go ahead, Branson.
No, never mind. Go ahead. You can finish.
No, not a single shout out for me. I don't have one.
Not a single one.
Shout out to you guys.
Not
on
a
production.
single one.
They're all you get that one. Shout out for production. Shout out to you
Don't
guys.
you always shout out skis, bro?
Shout out skis.
I'm mixing it up.
The variety. Okay.
That's fake,
alright.
actually.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll give a shout out to Slamhouse this time because I feel like I never really shout him out from doing all the pre-game music and stuff before stream starts is always nice. So definitely shout out to Slamhouse. But when it comes to more matches, I'm not really gonna have anything too much in the future, at least for the next couple days. Obviously, there's still Highlander that happens every Monday, but for more sixes, probably gonna have to wait until a full week cycle: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, etc., etc. And for tonight, that'll be it for us. Thank you all for watching. I've been Jarrett, casting with Space Ghost with Dolphin on production. Thank you and good night.
Good
Bye,
night.
guys.